it's kind of boring sounding. I think when people think about being a great artist, they are often thinking about this grand vision. Welcome to Cloudtown Tuesday, the day where I share a page from my graphic novel, Cloudtown, and tell you about the process of making it. It's like a editor's commentary on a DVD. So here it is. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, so I've tried something different this time for this technology. I've uploaded all the videos into my thing up here already. So
Hmm.
hopefully we won't have any glitches, but let's start with the Cloudtown page.
I'm kidding.
What page is this?
I've got the paperback here. You tell me what page to look at.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wonder
yeah.
if it'll be different
This
again.
looks like it's late in the book.
It's not. It's right
Oh,
after the ones we were looking at
in the
before.
30s.
Yeah, it should be. I think it's page maybe 34 or 35. I think it's 35.
Oh, yeah. Terry, that big old hurricane's been lurking this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, so these are pages that I drew again late in the story when I had to kind of reconstruct what was going on due to kind of later edits. And uh You know, at first it was a big challenge to reinvent how the first half of the story would function, but I'm certainly not the first creator to have to do such a thing. I was talking about Miyazaki in Spirited Away, had to kind of reconstruct the story framework after he had kind of gone down this huge rabbit hole of figuring out how the economics of the bathhouse would function, and eventually he had the business people come together and be like, we've been animating for a couple of years, we really need to figure out an endpoint. And
Yeah.
so many
I'm
other
sure
people.
I'm sure that happens with film a lot where they say
Absolutely.
you can't shoot another roll. Use what you got.
Yeah,
That's probably
it's
why a lot of times there's narration. They'll have a still picture and narration.
and a lot of the narration stuff I think also comes because people find this moment confusing, that moment confusing, but they can't go out and film again.
Yeah.
That's a lot of these there are a lot of mm, place titles on my book that were
Hmm.
added retroactively, where my editor was just like, Just make it 100% clear. Just say where they are,
Right.
make a little
Right.
label." So I kind of stylized some icons. I also did that for these we have a different kind of voice box for when people are talking through their, walkie-talkie type things.
Yeah, through their apparatus. And it
Yeah.
looks like you use the skateboarder. I think she'd been on the previous page and got cut, and it looks like she's going to show up. I see a real light on the bottom here.
Yeah, yeah. She was that was something from the original pitch document, that skateboarding sequence. I
Hmm.
just really liked it. So I got to have her do an ollie over the page number. So that's cool. I also have these little icons, just like whether if you have a little fist if you're one of the fighters, you have a little um beaker if you're a scientist, a little wrench if you're an engineer, stuff like that.
Where on yours?
Right near the face icon, where
Oh,
next to the word Terry. It's a little
yeah,
picture.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
But I do feel like I'm getting again, this came later. I'm getting more comfortable with using big spot blacks to simplify images, and some of the stuff that I didn't quite understand why I was doing it yet, but getting that middle ground, foreground, background separated through different tones is happening kind of more automatically. Like Terry in the bottom two panels just completely white and the background's blue. And then you can see me kind of redoing and redoing because I don't know that's the rule I'm looking for. But at the top you can kind of see how, oh yeah. By the end of it, you see how mm, mm, mm.
Looks like a do-over. Yeah,
No, I think that's the pretty much the final page.
okay,
I
alright.
kind of figured out a way to keep the foreground popping in the background. like really drawing your eyes from face to face.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks good. It looks good. I was working on a print one time at Tom Huck's studio, and I started drawing the clouds realistically. And he said it's more important that they don't interfere with the foreground than they look realistic.
Yeah,
So he was right about that.
clarity is so very important. I think again, like there's this idea in some of the business podcasts I listen to, and in like that Michael Jordan documentary, some of the best in all sorts of industries are doing all the fundamentals all the time. And
Yeah.
you look at like from the creator to One Piece to the creator of Akira, like they're very stylistically different and one's much denser information on the page, but they both have that foreground, middle ground. They both have that sense of motion. They both have a playfulness and a narrative that like makes you lean in. So I do think that like my thesis for myself is the more I focus on all of the simple things and combining them, the better the full product gets. And it's not as it's not, I don't know, it's kind of boring sounding. You know, I think when people think about being a great artist, they are often thinking about this grand vision and this I don't know, there's this mythos of the great artist. But I feel like so many of the artists I really admire, how it comes out in is different are different way. There are different ways to do it, but each one of them has found a way to maintain and balance all the fundamentals.
Yeah.